Hello friends, this is Sushrit Tendulkar and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the 7th module in the series Introduction to Natural Language Processing. In this video, we're going to learn about GRUs or Gated Recurrent Units, their need, the architecture and the comparison with LSTMs. Let's get started. RNNs and LSTMs. In the earlier tutorial, we had seen the architecture of recurrent neural networks, and the main challenge with RNNs is the vanishing gradient problem. Then we looked into LSTM, long short-term memory networks, and their architecture. And one of the key challenges with LSTM is they require a lot of resource and time to get trained. Now, if you have not watched both these tutorials, I highly recommend you to watch them first and then come back to this one. What is GRU? GRU, also known as Gated Recurrent Units, mainly composed of these 4 operations. There is update gate and reset gate as opposed to LSTMs. There are only 2 gates here. Update gate takes care of what part of information from the previous hidden state to carry forward. The reset gate takes care of what information to forget. There is an intermediate hidden state which is HT dash, which is calculated based on update and reset gate, and that gets fed into this equation to form the final hidden state. Unlike LSTM, there is no memory state here and there is only hidden state. Now these equations can be a little overwhelming. Now let's look into the architecture in detail. Architecture of LSTM. We have seen the architecture of RNN at different time steps, and each cell is expanded to form LSTM, and then each cell is modified to make it more efficient, and that forms the GRU. As you can see here, at every time step the new input is fed into the network, and then there are series of operations, and we can notice that there are 3 important operations happening here: 2 sigmoid activations and 1 tanh. As we know from our earlier tutorial, sigmoid acts as a gate that lets a part of information to be passed into the network, and it can also act as a gate that can preserve some of the information to the next gate. As told earlier, there is no memory state or memory cell like LSTM, and there is only hidden state, which computes using the information from the new cell state and passes it to form the new hidden state. So we represent the previous state as HT-1 and the new state as HT. Now let's dig little further into this. The reset gate. As you can see, as the new input is fed into the network, it gets multiplied with its own weight, plus the previous hidden state gets multiplied with its own weight, and both are added with a bias term, and then the sigmoid activation is applied on these. The output will be in the range of 0 and 1, which you have seen earlier, and that acts as a gate. Reset gate is used from the model to decide how much of the past information to forget. So now we have the reset gate output here. Let's add that to the previous hidden state, and when we multiply this, since it acts as a gate, it will only let the required information to pass. Taking an example, let's say this is these are the values from the previous hidden state: 0.5, 0.4, 0.9, 0.2, and then the output of the reset gate is 0, 1, 1, 0, and when we multiply, wherever there is 0, that information will be forgotten or reset, and wherever there is 1, only that information gets passed along. Now we also plug in the new input into this output multiplied with its own weight. We call it WH here, and that is added to the output of this particular operation which we just performed, and a bias is added, and finally tanh activation is applied to them. This will be the functioning of the reset gate. Let's look into the update gate. Again, the information from the previous hidden state gets multiplied with its own hidden weight. The new input gets multiplied with its own hidden weight. A bias is added and then it's passed through a sigmoid activation. Again, this will act as a secondary gate and this will update the corresponding information from the previous hidden state. Now let's combine all of them together. The output of this reset gate operation and the TANH activation is multiplied with the output of the update gate. The output gate passes through this function which switches its value from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0, and then that gets multiplied with the previous hidden state to perform the update operation, and the output of this TANH operation is multiplied with the sigmoid and that gets added to this output to form the final hidden state. Now this is the simple architecture of gated recurrent unit. There is some similarity with the LSTM network, but it's not actually similar. There is noticeable differences here. And first, there is no cell state, and second, hidden state is used in multiple operations to form the next hidden state, thereby preserving some of the information to the next cell state. Let's look into the mathematical equations again. The update gate and the reset gate equations are here. Here is the update gate that takes input from the previous hidden state and the new input. Both of these get multiplied with their own weights. The bias is added and then the sigmoid activation. Similarly, the reset gate gets the input from the previous hidden state and the new input. Bias is added and then passes through sigmoid activation, and that forms the reset gate. Now HT dash, the intermediate hidden state, is calculated in this equation. First you multiply reset gate with the previous hidden state, that is at this step. That will forget the unnecessary information and keeps only the required information. Then the new input and its weight is multiplied and then added to this output, that is at this step. And finally a bias is added and that passes through a TANH activation, that is here. Next, the new HT is calculated based on this TANH output here, which gets multiplied with the output of the update gate, that is here. And both are added at this step using this 1 minus u of t operation with HT minus 1 that happens here. Now both are added and that's the final hidden state. LSTMs versus GRU. Now we have seen both LSTMs and gated recurrent units in this tutorial and the previous tutorial. There are many variants of recurrent neural networks, but LSTMs and GRUs are the most widely used. GRU is quicker to compute, its architecture is simpler, and it has fewer parameters compared to LSTM. And there is no strong evidence that one network is better than other, so we will have to explore which one works better for our use case. And if the data has long dependencies and lots of training data, then LSTMs can be a good default choice. And one final point about the vanishing gradient. So we have been modifying RNNs to form LSTMs and GRUs in an intention to reduce the effect of vanishing gradient. But vanishing gradient is not just the RNN problem. It can be a problem for all the neural architectures, including the feed-forward or convolutional networks. So vanishing gradient can be a problem for the deep neural networks, and that needs to be treated carefully. Let's recap what we studied today. We looked into challenges with RNN and LSTMs. We looked into what is GRU, its architecture, and finally a simple comparison between LSTM and GRU. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning. Bye-bye.